Jeg har altid været nysgerrig på, hvad der sker, når vi stiller de store spørgsmål, og hvad vi kan lære af hinandens livserfaringer. Jeg er Haptom Emanuel, og det her er Make Humanity Better podcast, hvor jeg taler med spændende mennesker og altid spørger, hvad er dit livsråd?
I was born to be different, born to shine, and now it's your turn to listen.
Noah, you have to sit over here.
Thank you. Do I keep my glasses or should I move them?
It's up to you.
I'll keep it for this.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Noah.
Hi, Habit.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good to see you.
You too. I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you for hosting me.
Always. I was wondering, do you want to speak on Danish or English?
I prefer English. Yeah, so it's easy for me.
Yeah.
Maybe my pronunciation in Danish is not the best, so.
Okay. Maybe I'm going to do it mix,
Okay.
but we can start.
Vi kan prøve.
Ja, vi kan prøve. Det lyder godt. Can you start telling us your name, how old you are, where you come from?
All right. So my name is Noah Haidar, 35 years old. I came from Damascus, Syria. I have studied back home theater and music. I've been living in Denmark for 10 years. Yeah.
So why did you come to Denmark?
Well, first of all, I left the country because of the situation there. I got specific situation. I chose Denmark because I have family here, lives like 25 years ago. They live in Copenhagen. So it's easier for me to come just here because I already have networks that can help me find a job or whatever it is. Yeah, man. And I'm lucky to be here. I feel like it's the place to be. Yeah.
Can you tell us maybe what was the situation in Syria?
So, as I mentioned, I studied theater, and then we had to do a theater show in Lebanon. Talks about the situation, like the war situation, what's going on, the civil war. On the way to Lebanon, we got names on the border, and they spoke with us, and they told us, like, if you do any interview, mention anything, it has to do with the civil war in Syria, you're going to be in trouble. But the theater show was about the situation. So on the way back, we got arrested. Some of us, I was one of the guys who got arrested. We lost one guy inside. And then after I got released, I got some text message from the rebels because they were part also of the show. However, you cannot really do art or being musician or artist or whatever it is for their mentality. It doesn't work. So after I left, like I stayed around 3-4 weeks and I got arrested for 3-4 weeks. And then after I left, I received a message home on a piece of paper, 2 pieces of papers. One of them, it's a bit harsh pictures, but it will say that you're not going to be with us anymore. And they say, it's your turn. So after I received this message, I left Syria, like in 6 hours, I was out of the country.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the situation in Syria, there was war.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened this war? Why did it start, this war?
Well, honestly, we, as Syrians, we just find this war started. Like we really don't know. There was some situations like you cannot really work if you're not from specific towns or religion or belongs to some specific people. There is a lot of corruption. So people in the beginning, they weren't asking for like anything more than fixing the situation. Like, we're done with this. Some of us is very highly educated and they don't have job opportunities. They don't have any opportunities because they don't belong to some specific families or some towns. So everybody was just talking about like fixing the situation more than it is like we don't need the president, but the ex-president. But then we don't know. We just find out like things start to happen. Some shootings start to happen. This side say this side started. The other sides, like the government side, says no. The civilians who started. It doesn't matter who started, but what happened, it's happened, and then the country is back like 100 years, like back to 100 years ago now. Yeah, and then everything was very difficult, like life quality. It was very difficult. No jobs, no electricity, no life, just war. You have to go to military. So that's why also another reason makes me escape. Not only me, a lot of people, they just escape because they didn't want to be involved and part of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how did you come to Denmark? What was the route? Were you alone? Did you have some people? And you were maybe around, what, 24, 25, 23?
No, we're 60 person. I don't know any of them. I just left, as I said, when I got the text message or like on a paper, I just left. And then I met some other people in Turkey. So I went from Syria, because when you leave from Syria that time, like 2015-ish, you're not allowed to go to Turkey right away. You have to go illegal.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I went to Iraq illegal.
Iraq?
Yeah. And then from Iraq, I applied for a visa, for tourist visa to Turkey. Went there, I stayed in Turkey around a month and a half trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out. Yeah, my money finished there. I had like to work as a translator or something like that, or sometimes like sleeping in the street, asking for food or whatever. Then I met another people there. They also tried to leave. And then we became as like one unit, and then we all left together, but it wasn't available. Like it wasn't easy to leave. We had to try to leave 6 times, 5 times we get caught.
Where did you get caught?
In the water and the sea.
Okay.
So how does it work is like you talk to someone who is in charge to fix the trip for you.
Yeah.
And then they send you address that you all need there, and then a bus will take you to somewhere in the hills, and then you need to walk in between to arrive to the water.
Yeah.
Take the airport, and then bounce in it. You know, these small airports.
Yeah.
It's max like 25 person, but we've been 60 person there.
60 person.
60.
So were there kids?
There was mixed of people, like guys, women's, old people,
children.
Yes. Yeah, so we tried 5 times. We had lost the boat 2 times. And 2 times we got caught by the police. And 1 time we didn't even got to the water. It was just like the police has find out where's the spot. So yeah, and the 6th time was okay. It was successful to leave. It took us like around a month and a half to find the guys, to find like the right guys, because you know a lot of people say it's a good thing to steal other people's money. It's like I'm gonna do it for you, and then you just pay, and then you don't see anyone. Like you pay a fee, and then you keep calling. We're lucky it didn't happen to us, but it was a bit difficult to find someone who's honest who want to do it.
But how can you pay if you don't have a MasterCard or Visa or
you pay cash? Okay. You have to, like, when you leave already trying to take this step, you need to know that's like it's $1,200 American US dollar that you need to pay. So you have in mind that this money is for the trip other than everything else. So I couldn't spend any other things because I already left with 1,500. So I had to live with 300 only. That's why I couldn't afford anywhere to stay. So many of us had we do circles, some of us sleep, some of us is sitting around. That situation wasn't for everyone. some people, they were more comfortable to just book a hotel or whatever it is. However, even if you have the money to book a hotel, you might not find anywhere because that time was like the entire Syria was going out, you know?
So we're talking about thousands of people,
Yeah.
millions?
Easy, thousands, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from the boat trip, it got you to Turkey?
No, it's from Turkey to Greece.
To Greece?
Yeah. So to Turkey, from Syria to Iraq by car, illegal.
Yeah.
Then I got a visa to Turkey, went to Turkey, looked around and tried to find the guys.
Yeah.
And then you take a boat from Turkey to Greece. It's supposed to take 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, first of all, you have to leave at the night. Second of all, you're not allowed any phones, anything that has light, because you know it's way too open. And then if you have a light, the police could see you easy. So instead of 45 minutes, it took us 15 hours.
15 or 50?
15.
15 hours.
15 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was like light when you came in the morning?
Yeah, we arrived 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We arrived around 18 p.m.
In the evening?
in the evening.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know the water could take you somewhere else, like out of the direction you're trying to do. However, how do we know the direction? Every 15, 20 minutes, we turn on the phone very fast, check the GPS, where's Greece, turn over the phone again. But the thing is, the water with the waves, every time, like if you're walking like that, you might go right, a slight right or slight left, and then you just keep taking wrong directions. So keep correcting it for like 15 hours.
So 60 people on that boat?
60 people. Yeah.
15 hours?
Yeah.
What about food?
No food.
Pee?
No, you can't. I mean, you can't. The only thing, if you want to do it, however, you're not allowed to do it. If you want to do something, you need to jump in the water, but it didn't happen.
No.
Because also everybody's exhausted mentally. They're not really thinking of that. They're just thinking of, are we going to arrive or no? I personally had this thought.
Yeah.
I was like, am I really going to arrive or no? Because, you know, first hour, second hour, after 5 hours, you start to doubt it because you've been told and they told you, or they confirm it to you and they show you on GPS, it's 45 minutes. So when you get lost, you start to doubt things like how it's going to end up. So you just had to wait until you arrived to Greece.
So you didn't have a captain on the boat?
It's not a captain. It's someone who works with the guy who fixed the trip for us.
Yeah.
But that he's not working there anymore for some reasons that we are not allowed to know, or they wouldn't tell us. But then he's the one who drive us from there. Or some other people, like I have a friend, he also left in the same way, but it was one of them who's driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the boat too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came to Greece?
From Turkey to Greece.
From Turkey to Greece.
Yeah.
So were you alone in Greece, or were there a lot of other refugees there?
There were so many refugees. Greece that time was just like big spots of police, and they're organizing the refugees papers. But we've been lucky because like in Greece it was like people, they didn't show you they're offended or like you're not welcome, or because they got their own situation before. So they really they do know how does it feel. So when we arrived to Greece, first of all, we saw someone who was waving for us. It was like, yeah, you need to come here. We got scared with all this police and we don't know what's going to happen. But then he kept following us, like walking, where's the boat going? And then when we arrived, he had so many fruits, waters, started to give us everyone. And then there was people in the street, they were just looking for us to help us, to give us food, give us like directions, or asking us like if there's anything we need. So it was kind of lucky to meet this type of people, you know?
Yeah.
It was very lucky.
So how was your feeling, inside of your feeling when you came to Greece?
It was literally like, I did not believe. Like, I had to ask that guy around 5-6 times, like, are we in Greece? Or we're in Turkey still? He's like, no, Greece. I'm like, yellow, blue and white flag, right? He's like, yeah, it is Greece. It's like, so Athens is here, the capital of the, like, I didn't believe I was there. Because, it takes me, I said, month and a half. Keep trying. And then when you were there, you feel like, man, this is feeling I have never experienced like that before. When you're in Turkey, you feel like there's no way I'm gonna go back now. But you also doesn't know if you can do it. So you start to think that I might have to stay here, but that's not why I left, It was kind of very difficult mentally time. So when you arrive, you feel like heaven is open arms for you. You don't really believe it. So we stayed in Greece. Unfortunately, we had to stay in like closed camp for 2 weeks.
What kind of camp?
It's let's say it's a small jail,
Okay.
But it's not
So it's not like Roskilde Festival.
No. It was just like in the top of the mountain, somewhere with like, it's let's say it's open area, but they just close it around.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to leave. Even though if you skipped, you need a paper from the government. Without this paper, you cannot do anything in Greece. Nothing. Even if you go to hospital, they don't host you without this paper. This is like the...
How many people were you on the tent area? You had your own tent or?
No, it was...
Share it with.
It was like, let's say like inside school, but very low quality one.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they were dividing us like Syrians, Iraqis, Afghanis, Africans, Kurds. So we're not all together. Each people, each nationality, it's in some different places. And then you had to stay 2 weeks. That 2 weeks, what they do is they take your fingerprint in case you're wanted for some crime or something like that. When you're all good, nothing wrong with you, they give you the paper. You can leave now to continue your trip. However, they offer us to stay, but it wasn't the place for me to stay. So yeah, we had to stay 2 weeks until we get the paper, check up on us, everything is okay. From Greece, we had to walk a bit, and then we took a bus to Macedonia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Macedonia.
Yeah. But
was that easy? How was that?
So when you first leave, the first thing you think is the only difficult thing is crossing the water. But every next step, it's harder than the one before.
Okay, why? Because you're getting closer to you.
No, because you may, I to be honest, I don't know. I think like you just didn't think of it before. But then like we had to walk for 7-8 hours, maybe more, and then take a bus and then cross illegal so we don't get caught by the Macedonians. Because the Macedonian police was very harsh to us. Like beating us up and stuff like that.
Why?
Some reasons, I don't really know it, but it was like between Serbia and Greece, it was easy. Police didn't have a problem with you. They know you're here to just leave. But Macedonia and Hungary, it was so difficult. It was so difficult. Like we felt like we are wanted from this police. They want to get us caught. For which reasons, I really don't know. But yeah, we had to walk, and then we took a tunnel. It was like, for the dirty water and all of this.
Okay.
We also walked in there for like 2 hours.
How many people were you?
after I went to Greece, I stayed with the guys around 25%, because what happened in Greece is the guy who took me actually from Turkey to Greece, after I stayed in the close refugee camps, he took my stuff and he bounced.
He took your stuff?
Yeah.
So you had nothing?
No. Not even documents. Like, I just had a cigarettes on me, my documents, a little bit cash left with me, and that's all. Because I said we lost the boat 4 times. Before I had a suitcase, I thought I can really come with a suitcase.
Suitcase, yeah, on the way.
But then, man, when the first time we were sitting there, they just throw the stuff, and I was like, no. And there's t-shirt I like there.
Did it have wheels and all this thing?
Yeah, exactly. So I just had to say goodbye to my lovely suitcase. So I left with some cigarettes, some money, and some documents.
So you didn't have like extra underwear or
Nothing.
clothes or something like
I
that?
stayed with the same clothes for a month and a half. The month and a half, the trip, I just in the beginning I had some clothes I could change in Turkey because I had my suitcase with me. But then later I just had to stick with one thing. Like,
it's much easier too.
Yeah. So the guy, he just disappeared with my stuff. Then I was a bit lucky because I met guys in the refugee camp in Greece, and they were like, "Don't worry, man, we're just not gonna look at you and leave you here. So we're gonna cover your trip." But in return, I had to translate to them because none of them speaks any other language than Arabic. So it was kind of fair enough, you know?
So you translate from Arab to English?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after I settled down, I had to send money to one of the guys, around 300 euros, because like he borrowed me some money. Yeah. But yeah, from Macedonia, we walked, and then we took a bus to Serbia.
To Serbia, yeah.
Serbia. And Serbia, we had to stay for a few days. Because of the border situation, Hungary they had very strict rules on us. It was kind of difficult. But then when we arrived to Serbia, here when we got the chance, like if you have any cousins, any family, any stuff, they could help you because it's safe for us. One of the guys has his passport. So I spoke with my brother in Canada, and he sent me $200 American. So I could buy some underwears and some few t-shirts and stuff like that. 2 days in Serbia, 3 days in Serbia, and then we had to walk, only walking here, like no transport, no nothing. We had to walk from Serbia to Hungary. But that was I think that's the hardest part, because you're only walking, no food, no drink. You have to be silent. You don't have to be.
So you walk like nighttime or daytime?
We start walking around 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we kept walking. It was night. It was dark, but we didn't walk alone. We had 2 guys. They
guide you.
Yeah. Then get Pakistanis or Indians or.
So how many people were you?
Around 35.
Okay.
35 person.
So you met some new people who was walking with you?
No, these are the same guys.
The same from Turkey?
From Greece.
From Greece, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. And then, man, what's funny, before we've seen these guys, like, they're buying a lot of sandwiches and water, and I was like, what's going on? We didn't know that we had to walk for like 18 hours. I think so. I think it was around 18 hours. But then there was few things this is stuck in my head. Like, one of the guys was with his family. He just decided to sit on the floor, and he's like, I'm not going to continue. We're like, man, we're in the middle of nowhere. Where you sit and you have a baby, you have like 1 year or 1 year or 2 years old kid. He's like, I can't, not physically, not mentally, I can't walk anymore. And he actually just stayed there, and I really don't know. I think he's gonna be fine. Like, he's gonna be found somewhere. And
So he didn't walk with you?
no, he just stayed there. However, actually, when we were in the water, there was something similar happen. There was a woman with her baby, and she wanted to keep she wanted to just get rid of the baby on the water. And before she put it on the ground, it was me and 5 other guys. We're like, "What are you doing? You're just letting your baby go in the water." She's like, "Yeah, I cannot take this anymore." So we took care of the baby all the way to Greece. When we arrived to Greece, she was like, "I want to have my kid." We're like, "No, we find this kid in the water. We're not giving it back to you." And then we talked to the police. And to this day, I don't know if that was the right thing or wrong thing, but I just think of it as a...
So you don't know if the baby is still alive or...
No, we gave it to the police.
Okay.
Like, we gave it to the police. We told them what happened. This woman, she decided to let go with her son in the water. So here's the son. But if they give it back to her, it stayed there, we don't know. And it happened again in Serbia with this man, with his woman and his kid. We saw that. Then we kept walking. We arrived to some spot. They told us like to just lay down and wait here. There is this transport for like meat with the big fridge trucks. It has fridges in the back.
Yeah.
So we had to stay there. We sit inside for like 8 hours maybe.
Just sit down?
Yeah, but not sit down. I was literally standing on one leg, like that's my 2 legs, like that. But I was standing like this because there's no space, But then in the end, they say when you're about to lose yourself, you don't mind about anything anymore. You just want to survive.
Yeah.
So what happened is all of us started to bang on the fridge from inside, and we're like...
So I just have to understand that you were sitting in this transport, big truck.
Yes.
For 8 hours?
For 8 hours.
It was freezing at the same time?
It was so damn freezing.
And you were like 30 people on that one?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. When you feel like you're losing yourself, you just want to survive. You don't care about any other sequences. Just keep knocking on the side of the fridge and stuff, and then the driver, because if they know there is someone who's trying to escape, he would be in a big trouble.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we don't care. We don't care where are we. We don't care where we're gonna arrive. We just want to stay alive, So it's like, okay, you just go here, and I don't know you, you don't know me. He threw us all in the street. Keep bouncing.
Then he drove away.
Yeah. But we've been very lucky. We saw 2 police coming from far away. So I thought we're still in Hungary, and if we're still in Hungary, it's game over, If you know what I mean. Like then you are not allowed to choose where you want to go. There were some rules.
Yeah.
So the EU countries, they follow your fingerprints. If you have a fingerprint in somewhere, they wouldn't take you as a refugee. They will send you back to where did you come from.
Deport you.
Yeah. So if I have a fingerprint in Hungary and I come to Denmark, when I go to somewhere to start my asylum case, they will see that I have a fingerprint in Hungary, and then they'll have to send me back
to Hungary.
If there was only 2 countries, they didn't follow these rules. It was Germany or Sweden.
Okay.
But I came, I was leaving from Syria, trying to come to Denmark, specific. So it doesn't work. It's not a good deal for me, So yeah, it wasn't...
so you saw these police?
Yeah. But then when I spoke with them, I'm like, where are we? Which country is this? They said, it's Austria. You're safe here. The first question, I was like, do I have to stay here or I can leave? They said, if you want to stay, you can come with us. If you want to leave, we'll just take you to some camp, and then you have like refugee buses and stuff where they can help you to continue your journey. So I didn't want to stay in Austria. We stayed for 2 days. Then we had to take train from Austria to Germany.
To Germany, yeah.
And then from Germany to Copenhagen. Because the guys with me, they wanted to go to Finland. They have a family there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the meanwhile, on the trip, did you had contact with your family in Denmark?
I first have contact with in Denmark. You mean? Yeah. Yes. I was in touch with them all the time. Like, I'm gonna be here. And then what should I do when I arrive to Copenhagen? They say there is already people and a train station volunteered to help any refugee. So when I arrived to Copenhagen, I just looked for these guys and I'm like, I'd like to stay in Denmark.
When you came to Germany?
From Germany, yeah.
What happened in Germany? Where were you? Were you in Munich or South Germany?
No, it was just like passing through. Then I stopped at Hamburg, and then from Hamburg I exchanged train.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the trip, the train trip, you're here like the only Syria refugee. What about, did you pay ticket?
Yeah.
For the train too?
Yeah, but
did you hide on the wash room?
We saw we saw a guy. Man, he actually do a very good job, because what did he do? He's like, I cannot buy you the ticket because you're we don't know anything, man. Like, it's easy to trick us. So he was like, so each ticket will cost you 350 euros.
Okay.
And we said, like, why is it so expensive? He's like, because if I get caught, that I'm buying you the ticket and stuff like that. Now I've been here 10 years. I know he's lying. Nobody will ask him, like, why.
So you gave him 350?
We paid. We've been around. No, when we arrived to Austria, we've been around 15, 18 person only. Yeah. But imagine, man, each person of us has to pay 350 euro almost to get that goddamn ticket.
Yeah. And the ticket were
to Hamburg.
To Hamburg.
Yeah.
Only to Hamburg, not Denmark.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all of you paid 350?
350 each. That was the money I had to send when I told you. Yeah. So, yeah. And then
in Hamburg was easy there?
It wasn't that easy because Germans was a bit strict that time.
Why?
Because in the time, like my time of coming to Europe was the last time. It was the last groups leaving. Nobody after us left. However, all the borders got closed. So everybody was making sure, like, you take what you have and that's it. We're not taking any more refugees. We're done.
Okay.
Yeah. But a funny story happened when I went from Germany to Denmark.
Yeah.
Some people, they say I don't really look like Arabs. And then I put a necklace with a big cross.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you like Christian.
Big cross.
Yeah.
And I had a vodka bottle in front of me. I was drunk for fear.
So you're an actor.
And I was in train because, you stress. You don't know anything. You don't know where's this train. Man, in Syria, we don't have trains. So it was the first time of my life taking train. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know anything. I started drink. Front of me, there was a guy. I know he's a refugee. I know he's from Syria, but when it's about danger, bro, you gotta survive. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, unfortunately, I've seen the control came to him and they started to speak to him, and I'm sitting like front of him, face to face.
And with this vodka,
I smell like alcohol. I have this crow with my earring and stuff. And she actually just looked at me. She's like, "Have a good day." But poor guy, he got like off the train.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened with him? You don't know.
I have no idea. I think he's just gonna force him to stay. Like, yeah, because I say they take what you take, and that's it. I came here. I stayed a few days here.
In Denmark?
In Denmark.
Yeah.
I looked around Denmark. I loved it. But then I said, because I have been under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
I need to chill first. I don't want to do anything now. So then I went to Sweden, about to stay in Sweden. Then I wanted to go to Norway.
Okay, so now you're like on vacation.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Treating my soul,
Yeah.
No, because for you, this is a place where where you have to spend the rest of your life. For you, maybe if you want to live in Sweden, you could go. For me, I cannot go anywhere anymore.
But how do you know all these things?
Because you're not the first one who arrived there, and you have a lot of friends. They left as refugees, so you call them, you ask them about all the situations, and then like the last thing you ask about is like, what's the job opportunities? How's like, can you find a partner? The main question is, does they have health insurance?
Okay.
Does they have like when you get old, what is it called? When you get old and retired from job, does they pay you back?
Yeah, labor, all these things.
Yeah, because in Syria, that's one of the biggest problem. If you're sick, you don't have money. You're sick and you don't have money. There is no other solution. So what's important for us was like where I can take care of myself, my health, my education, and all of that, and somewhere where they have in the system. And then you ask about citizenships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I noticed Scandinavia is one of the best countries about this stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I need to go to Scandinavia. It was number 1 for me, Denmark, because I have family. Number 2, Sweden. Number 3, Norway, because it's very cold.
Norway are very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like cold.
No. And funny thing that when I came here it was very cold. However, I arrived in September. So September for people still wearing like t-shirt.
Yeah, for us it was summer. Yeah.
For me, man, I had 2 coats on me. Like shaking.
You're not used to it.
No. And actually, this is not a joke. This is true. For the first 2 years in Denmark, I was just locking myself home. I gotta do what I gotta do, going to work or school or whatever it is. As soon as I finish, I go back home, not move out at all.
For 2 years.
2 years until I start to get used to the weather,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when I arrived here, it was very cold. I was like, I can't. This is way too cold. Maybe Stockholm is warm. so I went to Stockholm.
How was Stockholm? It was colder.
I went to Oslo.
Yeah.
45 minutes and I went back. I couldn't. It was like
Freezing.
I felt the veins here in my head from how cold it was. Yeah. Then I went back here.
But how can you just travel to Sweden, Norway without,
You get
showing your passport or something like
you
that?
get someone to buy you the ticket,
Okay. So when you have the ticket, it's no problem.
Yeah.
They're only going to ask you for the ticket.
Because the borders, the control, they don't ask you for your documents.
Mm-mm.
They ask you for your tickets.
Okay.
But then if they suspicious about you, like you're illegal, you're refugee, you don't have statements or something like that, then you're in a big trouble.
Yeah.
So when I went to Sweden, they told me, I forgot actually the name of the station, but they told me like you need to hide in the restroom until you hear Malmo. When you're at Malmo, just leave right away.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how they didn't ask, because in Sweden they do ask often.
Yeah.
And then it ended up with me trying to go to Finland.
Yeah.
But I just didn't feel it's the place where I want to be. And then
You have family in Finland?
No. But the guys, they were with me.
Yeah,
They wants to go to Finland.
Yeah.
So we thought like we all stay together. But I don't know, man. When I was here and I walked in the street and I saw the people and stuff, I felt like I really want to be in Denmark. I feel like I want to be here. And I was very lucky because later I met some musicians, successful artists in Denmark.
But how was the situation here in Denmark?
On what?
So when you seek asylum here, what did you do? Did you go to a police station?
we went to somewhere called Sandhole.
Sandholmlejren.
Yeah.
Ja, i Birkerød.
So you go there.
Ja.
You say, I came as a refugee. I don't have any documents on me. I would like to stay in Denmark. They take you in, check you from everything, take your fingerprints, and then they give you some ID. That's if you walk in the street, somebody asks for your ID, you have an ID. But that ID, you cannot do, because if you want to sign for gym or buy stuff, you need this CPR, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have.
No.
It just have like this person, this is the number of the case or...
Yeah.
So you stay in the Sand home, they interview you, why did you come here, which reasons, and so many questions. And then they refer you to some refugee camp.
Yeah.
They give you like pillow and cover.
Clothes, winter clothes and all these things too.
Yeah, they give you like shoe, pants, t-shirt, I think. No t-shirt.
Underwear.
No.
No?
They give you shoe, like for warm, for cold weather, pillow and cover, I guess. I don't remember really. Yeah, and then each 20 person in one room.
You stay together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 beds, 2 beds. Because all of this places is like, when I say camp, it's some school, but it doesn't exist anymore.
But was it in Jylland?
The first one was somewhere nearby Copenhagen. I actually don't remember the name of it.
Jeg tror, det er måske Roskilde? Avnstrup eller?
Maybe. It was around like 45 minutes by train or something. Yeah. And then they took us to Jylland.
Jylland, yeah.
We stayed in a hospital. But it's only for that refugees and stuff. And then they do health check on us and everything. And then from there, they refer us to refugee camp.
Yes. And how long did you stay in this refugee camp?
6 months.
6 months. It was like the process.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. For me, I think it was a bit fast because I speak English.
Yeah. In
Denmark, you don't have to. If you speak English, you still can go out and work.
Yeah.
You know, I speak English, and they've seen that like I'm ready for work because I do music and stuff, so it will be easy for me.
Yeah. Compared to what? Afghanistan,
compared to
Eritrea,
doesn't speak
Pakistan, India. Okay.
Yeah, if he just doesn't speak anything else than Arabic, of course it's gonna take time so you can learn and stuff. But for me, it was a bit like the language maybe helped me.
Yeah.
I came with experience as a barista already.
From Syria,
and I know a little bit of cocktails, bartending and stuff. So it took me 6 months, and then I started to work after 6 months.
In Jylland?
No, in Copenhagen.
So when did you come to Copenhagen?
I stayed 6 months in Jylland.
Yeah.
And then they gave us this the asylum. Like I got approved. You're allowed to work now.
Nice. And stay in Denmark too?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get your CPR number? Everything. So you can open a bank account, so you can open a phone and all these things.
All you can do now.
Yeah.
You just get it. The only thing after you get your asylum, you need to stay there a bit until you get like an address or something.
Yeah, a place to stay.
Yeah. But I have people, and I said like I could stay with my family because
until they find a place to you.
Yeah. So that's why it was easier. Then I worked as a bartender, and then I just started work like having a life here.
Yeah,
just working and stuff like that.
Now, like 10 years later here in Denmark.
Yeah.
How is? I just want a short because I want to invite you like in a year from now. But short, how is your mind? Psychology now when you've been here for 10 years?
I mean, maybe I lied in something. I say the first 2 years, but I still hide in the winter, you know?
Okay. Yes.
So cold.
Yeah. Very cold.
No.
You're not used to it yet.
Yeah. No, man. I have my only problem here is the documents. The documents. You cannot really get any documents. Maybe you can, but it's so difficult. You know.
But what kind of documents are we talking about now?
So
you want
I have
resident, the Danish, or what is it?
Even though like I've been here 10 years, until now, every 2 years, I have to renew my asylum.
Okay.
My
So you go to Næstved or something like that?
or you can do it online.
Online, yeah.
But at least like if you're not gonna give a citizenship, I just wished if we had the chance to at least stay safe. You know?
So you're still not safe?
No, because when we have arrived, we've been forced to sign on the papers.
Yeah.
Says that we agree the Danish government will send us back home anytime they see the right time for us to go back home.
Okay.
Yeah. And now I have been working with the music industry, you know, because when you do art, you need a lot of networks.
Yeah.
And I am 35 years. I have been working in the music industry, trying to make some networks. I did do networks, but not that big ones. So the only thing it makes you feel so difficult, like if you're old a bit, and then you're gonna have to leave and start somewhere else. I mean, that is the only thing. But otherwise, I consider myself lucky that I took that decision by staying here. You know, because compared to everywhere else, I'm not trying to say something maybe sounds like disrespect, but when you're in Denmark, you feel like you have something above of many other nationalities, just because you live here, such as education, as a healthcare system. Like you would never be homeless, you would never be in the street, you would never, and it's too important for like. From what I've seen in the war, I got some PTSD problems.
Okay.
Here in Denmark, they really take care of this stuff.
How do they take care of you?
Whenever you feel a little bit not okay, when they give you vacation, when they give you off days to take care of your health yourself, they really only give it to you to take care of yourself. They don't let you feel like, oh yeah, what happened with you? Why aren't you coming to work? Why aren't you doing it? No, actually what I experienced is they do the opposite. They call you to check up on you. How are you doing? If you are ready or whenever you're ready, you just let them know, and then they will help you again to get back to work industry or whatever it is. That is something I had a chance to leave to England. But I refused it because of one of the things was that it was like health system, healthcare here. It's very, very high. Very good, very good. Yeah.
Did you lose some friends or family members who escaped from Syria, or
Who escapes?
from Syria, yeah, or in Syria? Did you lose some family members because of the war?
Yeah. Yeah. In Syria, yes.
Yes.
But not during their escape. No. But I was walking with my friend. There was like a wall with checkpoints. So I'm walking from the outside street. He's walking from the inside street. And the checkpoint in the middle. I'm like, let me just go here behind, like, let's walk together. He was making fun with me, and he's like, I don't want to walk next to you. And he went to the street. As soon as I was behind the wall, explosion happened. Yeah, that's one thing. There's nothing left. Like we couldn't find anything from the guy. Also, when I said I got arrested back home, we also lost a friend there. he got hit. They hit us in there. So he got hit here, he got injured here under his armpit and started to bleed. But he didn't got treated. And then this cut got very infected. And because of that infection, he passed away.
And you couldn't do anything?
No. What can you do? When we were there, man, there is no, you cannot know anything because it's just empty room full of people. So I'm sitting like that, right? And then someone's sitting here between my legs and the other. And when we want to lay down, just put legs together, stretch all together and sleep. So there was this guy. There was my uncle's wife. There was 2 tons of explosion standing somewhere where she have her store front of the car, front of the truck, and it got exploded. Also, we don't know anything, we couldn't find anything of her.
But have you spoke with people or professional help all about these things?
I mean, I do speak with someone, but I don't know, man. If you haven't experienced the thing, how can you know what is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're very professional in the way they could know things they didn't even imagine it exists in life. But sometimes you try to speak to someone and then you feel that person who is receiving what you're saying because he's professional, he has to. But you could see it in his face, this is so heavy to listen to, And then just around 6-7 months ago, there was a big explosion happened. Thanks God, my family weren't home. But the building where we live, they hit it in the rockets.
So there's still war in Syria while you are here?
Yeah. Big time. But it's a bit different. No? Yeah. But it is, of course.
I have a last question for now.
Yes.
When I hear all these things, I'm thinking, do you have a life advice? What is your life advice? What makes you wake up every morning when you have been through all of this hell? What is your life advice?
If you can, to control your brain, don't let it control you. Control your feeling, don't let them control you. And the main thing, every war leave things in behind. Every big fight, big situation in life leaves so much things in behind. It could be good, it could be bad. So try to live a war with your brain. And if you have the victory on your brain, enjoy the results on yourself. If it make any sense.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug?
Thank you, Habe.
I'm so happy that you came.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm gonna invite you very soon again.
Yes.
Du kan se og høre mere fra Make Humanity Better på YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify og alle de andre steder, hvor du hører din podcast.